Hey folks, welcome to K6 Outdoors. My name's Kyle. Today we're going to be adding some protection to the back of this Polaris Ranger. I hope you guys will stick around and check it out. And when I say we're adding some protection, I'm talking about this KEMIMOTO bumper bolted on the back here. Let's take a look at the unboxing, put this thing together, put it on here, and kind of show you how it all works out. This is the Polaris Ranger. Oh goodness, I can't remember the name because it's like 7 pages long, but it's the Polaris Ranger NorthStar Ultimate Crew. It's the extended version that fits 6 people of the NorthStar cab with the HVAC and stereo and all the fun stuff in it. It is what it is. I'll put kind of down here below on the screen what models this one will fit so you can look at it for your rig, but it's pretty universally compatible with these Rangers. So this is the kit that showed up in the mail. I'm going to save you the effort of unboxing it and just, they'll show up here on the table. All the parts are inside the box. All right, so this is what's inside the box. All of these nice, I'm assuming painted, metal pieces that we'll assemble together into a rear bumper, including the hardware, and it looks like some constructions in here inside this clear bag. Oh, there goes everything. Now it's junk. We have our standard bolts here, and then looks like another smaller bag of other hardware. Let's take a look at the instructions and let me see what we got to do here. More or less, looks like we're going to put this centerpiece of the bumper together here on the tabletop, and then we will attach the supports to the back of the Ranger and bolt it on. Should be a pretty quick install. Now let me get some measurements on this stuff to kind of show you guys what the thickness is. Let me see. See if I got my calipers out here. Nope. Well, I guess I have my 0 to 1 micrometer. Well, we'll just pretend like this is way overkill for this application. Well, let's just check and see what this metal does measure. Some of you guys are probably going to be curious. Looks like it is just over 100 thousandths of an inch, so 0.100. I'm sure there's a gauge thickness to this. I'm a machinist, so I'm used to working in thousandths of an inch, not necessarily gauges of material with sheet metal, but I'll see if there's some conversion or whatever not. But this is made over in China, so it could be an odd sheet metal size. That is a thing over, in other countries where they're dealing with things like metric that we're not used here in the United States. So anyways, that gives you an idea of how thick this stuff is. Again, not super thick, but it's not a billet machined or a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch steel bumper by any means, but it's pretty substantial for what it is. And let me get you guys in here so you guys can see the surface finish a little bit better on this and see some of the welds. It's honestly pretty impressive, the quality of this thing, especially for the price. Get you guys the inside. You see the nice welds on the inside. Obviously done, I would assume, with some type of robotics, but it's a really nice clean weld. On these other bumper pieces here, you'll see the same inside fillet welds. Honestly, a really good quality job, especially for the price point. So we'll set the brackets aside. They also have the nuts welded onto them, so that's where these bolts are installed into. No inserts, just welded on nuts, which is nice. And there's nothing wrong with the nut zert stuff. It's just maybe a little more robust for the back of your rig here. So we're gonna go ahead and set this down, get everything lined up. I want to make sure I get this orientation correct. It's kind of important. So it looks like this is down on the bumper, and these attach on each end. Let me get my cup out of the way here. Now obviously that one doesn't fit to this side. It goes over here to align with the body lines of it. Okay. Flip it over from this side. Get this put together. Put this like so to line this up. That looks right. And then we're going to run the bolts in from the outside into this piece on the bumper to assemble it. Looks like a 12mm socket is the right flavor for this situation. If anybody's curious, this is the Hercules little electric powered 12-volt ratchet from Harbor Freight. honestly was a skeptic of the stuff at first. This is not orange and black from DeWalt or red from Milwaukee, but I like it. Works really well, especially for the price point. Looks like we got the bumper installed here. Flip it over so you guys can see it. So basically these will go up and bolt into the back of the frame of the side-by-side. And we have some other support rails here that will come up and bolt into the middle. Now this is the NorthStar Ultimate one with the cab, crew, camera, and everything else. So this might get in the way of the backup camera, which is right here, but we'll see what happens. Worst case is it's another project where we can just make an adapter for it to come out and sit on top of the bumper. And quite honestly, it might give us a better view anyways, because it's kind of an odd perspective, in my opinion, with where it's located. But that's neither here or there. Let's go ahead and mount it up and see what we get first. Updates, I lied. I'm going to go ahead and put these on as well, so I have it on there. And then we'll attach it on the back of the side-by-side. How's that sound? Okay. If I understand correctly, these go like so. Yep. Minor detail, not that it doesn't matter to most of you, but it would be kind of nice if these were black, so they blended in with the bumper, but it's also not the end of the world. Let's be honest with ourselves. So let's go ahead and tighten these down a little bit. We don't want to snug them all the way because we need to line them up where they need to go. We're gonna loose fit them. That's a little too tight. A little looser than that. All right. So again, just look here. We got the outside brackets on, the center one's on loose. So we should be able to line these up underneath. I'll show you where these bolts go. Bolt these on, bolt this on. This goes up in the box. There are some self-tapping bolts that go in there that holds it into the bottom bar. This thing will be installed. Now this would honestly be an easier job with two people, but it's me and myself and I doing this tonight. So the whole group's gonna do it. All right, so let's go ahead and install this. We're gonna set it up in there, get the bolt started, then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. And you guys can just sit over there and watch me struggle. How's that sound? And I'll start huffing and puffing and cussing, wondering why everything's gotta be so hard. And we'll move on with life. Does that sound good? Great. Actually, what I'm gonna do, start this other side first so I'll get that heat shield out of my way. All right, I'm gonna go over there. All right, stool time. Getting it all dirty. Got that side started. So I think. All right, that will help get it on there. Then we can tinker around with all the other jazz. Now that we got that center part snugged up, I can focus on getting these in the sides in without having to struggle near as much because this bumper is being held up. And then we can kind of go from there. Gonna be honest, this side is a pain in the rear. This heat shield being in the way. It'd be best off if we could just move it, but once you get it started, you just do it one turn at a time, and I'm gonna lose my mind. This is where having one of those ratcheting wrenches would come into play. Oh, this side is not fun. Probably not going to be a problem in all of these Polaris Rangers because not all of them have the same heat shield and don't have the rear muffler like this one does. So just keep that in mind. Have some patience. Don't be surprised if you have a heat shield making your life miserable. It wasn't that bad. It just takes an extra 5 to 10 minutes. I would just make sure when you're doing this, your standard approach is get it kind of up here and lined up. Put the 2 center supports on first so you can line the outside up. Keep everything loose. You know, don't tighten it down. Leave it to where things can move around a little bit. And when it's completely installed, you can tighten it up. And since we're right here, we're going to go ahead and tighten up this side. Be careful if you're using power tools. You don't want to over tighten things. Just get them snug, you know. One ugga dugga. Even though this doesn't have any ugga dugga. Tighten it up a little bit here. All right. Snug as a bug in a rug. And that's quite honestly, oh, I got grease on my hand now. The bumper is dirty. That's just extra protection, right? All right, this side is good to go. Thing looks pretty nice on there. I honestly really like the look. Now, some of you might think this thing looks cheap, not very thick, well built, or that it's not going to hold up to a rear impact. You could argue it's just a brush bumper, but I can tell you by how it feels on here, you know, I don't think you're going to want to hit something too hard because you're probably going to hurt yourself, or honestly probably even your rig if you hit something with it. But let's put 210 pounds of corn-fed, pork belly, beef topped Midwestern boy on the bumper and see what happens. How's that sound? And by no means is this a scientific test. I just want to show you how heavy, or you know, how much weight this thing probably can hold. And again, I'm about 210 pounds. Let me get up on here. Oh, yeah. Get up. Yeah. All my weight for my knees is on there. So it's moving the entire side by side. Now, obviously, there's a little bit of flex to it because it's held together with some bolts. But I tell you what, if you hit something hard enough to bend this, or if you're worried about, you know, running over cattle, you're probably not worried about the thing that's attached to the bumper as much either. So pick your poison. I think this thing is a great option for some protection for the back of your rig because, let's face it, this thing's long. The camera only helps so much. And maybe this is a little bit of a warning. It's kind of like me not having any hair on the top of my head. By not having any feelers up there, I don't know what's going to happen until I hit it. And this gives us a little bit of safeguard to protect your rig. And again, I honestly do really enjoy how this thing looks on here. It looks nice and clean. Extends out almost to the corner of the rig here, covering the entire back of the side-by-side, giving you some protection. Again, a couple of nice things. With it installed, you can still dump the bed. Nothing's in the way. See, it comes all the way out, except for the dirt and grime in the back of the bed here. Doesn't hit the wheels. Plenty of clearance. Works fine. Again, see, plenty of clearance when we close the bed. No problem whatsoever. Plenty of room, plenty of clearance for that back bumper. Also, would like to mention the fact that this does have a rear plug back here for a rear light. It would be kind of nice to mount one out here so I can see. So maybe we can put some holes in this or mount it up out of the way so we can have a rear light on this bumper. Obviously, you can put a license plate bracket on here, all that fun stuff. But, you know, let's double check and see what we have for the rear view camera. Does it get in the way? And I'm a little kind of curious to see what happens with that. And again, worst case, we can relocate it. I know people have put one up here on the tailgate. But I mean, all for the spirit of, you know, for less than $150, you get a pretty solid rear bumper that I am quite impressed with for the affordability and the price you're paying for this thing. I mean, usually the bar's down here, but this is a really nice quality. So let's see what we have in the back here. Let's put it in reverse. Albeit it clears the bumper and it's barely even noticeable. You can see at the top of the screen there, but that's it. I did not expect that to be the case. Awesome. I couldn't be happier with that situation. I don't have to move it, but I still might because this is a weird aspect in it anyways. Now, obviously, I have no idea how long this is going to hold up, how well it's going to hold up. Will it corrode? Will it fall apart? I don't know. But what I will tell you is I'll update you along the route here, especially as we take this side by side on more trails, more travel. How does it hold up? What can you expect? I do want to go ahead and make this clear. KEMIMOTO did send me this bumper to make a video on, but I have zero strings attached to them. I'm not going to put out a video where I don't believe in the product. There was no sponsorship. I'm not being paid to do this. They said, hey, can we send you some stuff? I'm like, sure. What's the worst thing that happens is I try it, I don't like it, and I don't share it. But honestly, I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. It seems like a great product, and it's worth trying out. I will put Amazon affiliate links down below. Just remember, I make a small bit of commission off the stuff if you guys buy it. It helps me track to see what's happening, or if you guys are liking this content or not. And it's a great way to support the channel because YouTube doesn't pay that great. But I'm not in this for the money. I'm in here to share this stuff with you guys so you guys can make informed buying decisions, because I like learning, sharing, and encouraging you all to do this yourselves to save you some money. Because in today's world, my goodness, things are getting expensive. So just trying to help you all out. That's the idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have more content you'd like to see with the Ranger, accessories, whatever, maybe that are affordable, or I can potentially partner with somebody in getting, let me know. Drop them down below in the comments. Also, give me your guys' opinion on the product. Do you have it yourself? What's your thoughts? Do you have the same install problems I do? Give me feedback. I will definitely share that back to the manufacturer. Whether they like it or not, I'll send it to them. I feel like I'm an honest person, and I think it's only my duty to make sure that their customers' opinions make it back to them. But obviously, they must be listening, because the product, honestly, is a good value for what it's for. Probably only took me about 15 minutes to actually install this here on the side-by-side, UTV, whatever you want to call it. Probably only took me about 15 to 20 minutes. I struggled on the passenger side because of that heat shield. That's not going to be in every case. Maybe the crew model, wherever they have this heat shield in place. But with a little bit of monkeying around, you're able to work around it. You don't have to take it off. Just dial your patience up maybe a notch or two while you deal with it. Other than that, super quick, simple install. Super impressed. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care of one another, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video. All right. Time to move on to the next project. Man, it's cold outside.